All right, 3-0. With our team, I'm really proud of how they prepared. I'm proud of how they came out and performed. We talked about starting fast. We knew going against an offense that was a tempo offense themselves that we needed to come out and be sharp early offensively. I liked our first drive. Defense came out, gave up a couple plays on the first drive, kind of getting acclimated and held them to a field goal. And then I thought we had a dominant performance all the way around. Just really proud of our guys. The way it was the best week of practice that we've had, and I really. Especially to the offense, I was hoping we'd see a complete game. And, we're 100% ball security. What did we finish up takeaways? I got 4 takeaways, so +4, dominant in special teams. All the things that we wanted to do, I thought we were able to accomplish tonight. The biggest disappointment to me is the 9 penalties. That's not who we are. And, we're going to give some reminders and a refocus on the discipline of which we're playing at, because you get in big games. If you go out and have nine penalties, you're putting yourself at risk. So we got to go to work. I think we talk every day about the next step. We've prepared. We've taken care of the business for today's step, and moving forward for tomorrow. Just focus on this next week.
Coach, have you ever been a part of the games lost?
It was I was really proud of our guys, how we played. There's been games in the past that kind of get a little out of hand at the end, and I was glad we were able to play quite a few players, get some experience there. For some of our young linemen, quarterback Jason, be able to get out there, a bunch of defensive players. So it was a good experience for us.
Mike, did you realize 11 different guys scored a touchdown tonight?
What was that?
11 different guys scored a touchdown.
No, it was a good job. I thought the quarterbacks did a nice job going through the progression. I think our coaches put together a great game plan, and the players went out and executed it. So it was good to see that a lot of different guys were able to impact this game.
You've seen Riley kind of take steps game after game. What were the areas that he most improved tonight?
I think you look at it decrease the negatives. I mean, one of my favorite plays in the game was a touchdown pass to Proctor. He took his drop. He really worked himself up into the pocket and was calm, patient, was able to go through his full progression. That was the third progression within his read, and, was able to throw a great ball for a touchdown. And, I think that his confidence that he's beginning to show, he improved from week 1 to week 2. There's improvement from week 2 to week 3, and we know we're going to have to continue to have that for us to accomplish the things we want to accomplish. But really proud of him.
You mentioned work to be done. How different is it going to be now, adjusting to a different level of play against opponents?
Well, I mean, every week they're going to get bigger and they're going to get better, and all we care about is one. We care about this week. We know we're going to probably play one of the most talented, arguably the most talented team in the country. They've had, just in watching games, they've had 2 21-point leads against, top 5, top 10 teams in the country. We know this can be a great challenge in front of us. And tonight, we're gonna enjoy tonight. We're gonna focus on making sure we're making correct decisions. We're gonna come to work, first thing in the morning and prepare just like we do every single week. But I'm proud of our guys of how we've started. And you talk about building trust. Trust is something that has to be earned. And, we're doing some things a little bit different than they've been, in the past. And, I was really pleased to see our guys taking a step. And I think each game have shown flashes of getting better. But we know we have our biggest challenge up to date this week. And so, we got to go to work and continue to focus on us.
Mike, you alluded to the fact that the 4 takeaways, you had 6 last game, so 10 without turning it over yourself. The defense was stellar, but how good is the defense? It's hard to gauge in these 3 opponents you've played. How good do you feel this defense is?
I like the way the guys play. Each week is going to present different challenges. This week we had a little bit different tempo than what we've seen on the offense we're going against. And I thought the guys did a good job of communicating, got adjusted early after that first drive, kind of settled themselves in. And then you got to capitalize on opportunities. Jannard Avery, his interception was huge in the game. It really, we were able to pin him down with coming out from their own end. Jannard made a great play on a tip pass, and that really swung the momentum. And then being able to capitalize on the opportunities, it was big. So we've got to continue to focus on getting takeaways and owning the ball offensively. And then when we do get those, we got to make sure we're scoring touchdowns.
Disappointing
Well, no question. And that was, we talked to our guys. That's the first targeting penalty I've been associated with in 5 years, and that's something that's just ultimately extremely disappointing. Meant to or not, we can't have those mistakes.
What was your thought process at halftime with the big lead on how much you're going to play the starters? You started out, I think the defense came out the first team, and then you got the targeting. Did that change your mind right away?
We had a plan. We had a plan that the first D was going to come out and they were going to get the first series. We knew Riley was done at halftime. Anthony Miller was done at halftime. I got a couple guys that we pulled from that regards because we wanted to get other guys some experience, but it didn't change our thought process. It's just unfortunate that we had a mistake that is going to cost us for going into the first half of next week.
Fans will look at the final score and say, how can find things to work on? You mentioned the penalties. What are some of the other things that you're really focused on? I guess things that your team didn't do so well.
Yeah, I mean, we have to continue to work on our execution, our communication. I thought we played at a pretty good tempo in the first half, but we still have to get set to where we can play faster. Too many times that we're waiting on the ball to get down and then hesitating. We have really got to push the tempo on both sides. We know the team we're going to play this next week is going to be a fast-paced attack as well. We got to continue to build off what we did defensively, and then offensively we got to continue to execute at a faster pace, but the execution is the key.
You got Sam and Zach back tonight. Do you feel like you're pretty much, apart from Jackson and Brady, you feel like you're in a good spot health-wise?
I mean, you get 3 games into it, you're going to have some bumps and bruises. We'll get a chance to see where we're at right now, after the game. But I feel very confident in our guys' health, and that's a big shout out to Coach Storms and the job that his strength and development staff has done over the summer preparing our guys.